Great for rising. Who is a homie? First, let me say, I'm not advocating violence. Through the years, I've heard men referring to themselves with endearing names, partners, homeboys, cut buddies, and the likes. These terms, though ever changing, were used as a way of bringing the black men together in a bonding manner. For this podcast, I'm using the term homie. A homie was closer than a brother, or so it seemed. It was closer than a brother. A black man, a homie, was a black man who was close to another black man, close to the point where they would give their life. Homie was the one who was protected with life and limb. I'd hear about how a black man killed another black man who's not called an op because the op dissed his homie. Just like the homie, homeboy, partner changed, the opposition changed. Well, now it's being called an op. The op dissed the homie. The diss could have been as simple as stepping on the homie's shoes by mistake, or even on purpose, or as egregious as taking the homie's life. It didn't matter. If homie was dissed, the op must be dealt with and dealt with swiftly. I noticed that black young men's bodies were strewn from pillar to post, piled higher than the highest mountain, so it seemed. I also noticed, listen to this now, that the only time a homie was avenged was if he was dissed by someone in the black community. Anyone outside the black community could do whatever dissing they could imagine to blacks from the community, and suddenly the avengers go silent. I'm not advocating violence. Suddenly, the violated black man wasn't a homie. Or if the violated black man was a homie, his honor doesn't seem to matter anymore. Again, I'm not advocating violence. I'm going to put a link in the description to a video posted by MTV News that says, say their name. If the homie is dissed, in these cases killed, by someone outside of the community, are all they're worth is having their name called? Is that what respect is now? Calling their name? Whereas if they were killed by someone in the community, their honor was worth the person that ought being killed? I'm not advocating violence. I'm simply pointing out the homie culture. That's the homie culture. You diss my homie, I gotta get rid of you. Who is the homie and who is the op? Are only fellow black men ops? If so, who is the person outside of the community who kills the homie? What are they called? Is the black man only a homie if he's killed by someone inside the community? I'm not advocating violence, but again I ask, who is a homie and who is an op? Is there a magic formula that determines a homie and an op? Is there a homie switch? If so, why is it turned on when the op is in the neighborhood, but turned off if the op is outside the neighborhood? Here again, maybe the killer outside the neighborhood is not an op. What is an op? What is a homie? Or is the killer not an op if he's outside the neighborhood? I'm not advocating violence. I'm trying to get an understanding. What is a homie? Who is a homie? And who is an op? Does cowardness play a role in who the op is? Since the hood code says you off and op who disses your homie, and the only persons who are off are the persons in the community or in the neighborhood. So what is an op? What is a homie? Again, I ask, who is a homie and who is an op? I'm not advocating violence. Black man, you only went after the ops in the black community, your own community. Why did you do it? Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Support our youth in any way you can. Keep on churning till the butter comes. Albert C. Richardson, a black man, patent the butter churn U.S. patent number 446470, February 17th, 1891. I'm Lily Bayer. I'm just trying to create a dialogue. I leave you with this. If they close my book, you remember my story. A Nat Turner Runner production. Lock and load. Lily Bayer. Be encouraged.